Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of my Immigrant Diary. My name is Wale.
And my name is Precious.
Today, we are going to be doing a follow-up of the video that we did on Giannis, his first visit to Nigeria. That was a lot of fun video. We just want to continue with the video from where we stopped. So I will share my screen and I will just talk about it a little bit.
I'm just very happy and grateful for Yanni coming to his mother and father's lands for the first time in his life. Then I said, I'm coming with you. I'm very excited. I'm very grateful, very happy for him to know Nigeria.
It was very special being with my mother. I don't think the trip would be the same if I was by myself. Just seeing her being happy, being excited, because I can imagine myself taking my kid to my country and showing them, this is where I grew up. This is why I am the way I am. This is why I raised you, to have the values and principles of life that we wanted you to have. It's the biggest market that I've seen in my life. This is insane. You gotta have a strong neck to do that. How the hell do they do that? Stop. Go back.
They have
Yes,
Giannis.
I want to go by.
Okay.
I want to go by. Right there. How much is this? 7,000. You give me 5,000. 5,000. 6,000. Who is this?
Giannis, Antetokounmpo.
I was basically bargaining.
No, I want this one.
I know it was $2. And I told him, okay, I give you $3 for two. And he was like, no. He was really good. I gotta give him respect for that. And this is the crazy part. The guy giving me the jersey had no idea who I was. He knew who Giannis Antetokounmpo was, but he didn't know that was me that he was selling the jersey to, which was that was a even crazier experience. For me, for my first impression, I see very, very respectful people, hardworking people.
Wale, man, that's insane.
That's very interesting. I'm just thinking about from the guy that is selling the stuff behind it. It's just like any other Nigerian that he's selling to.
Exactly.
So of course they are filming and you can see that some people are recording and stuff. But there's no way you can imagine someone like that coming to your shop in the middle of the market in that kind of place. So
Exactly.
I can understand why the guy didn't have any reaction or something like that. So he was just like, these guys are filming, they want to sell my market. As long as he's selling his own market.
It doesn't matter who is in front of him, man. As in, I can imagine, I can understand that. I know for Giannis, it was strange seeing people with luggages and loads, like we call it, load on their head. It's like, man, your neck has got to be strong, But it is what it is. These people are hustling, people are trying to make ends meet. And, people don't have cars to push things around. You got to carry them, man, So that's the Lagos way, that's the Nigeria way, gotta get going. You want to wait for a cart, you want to wait for a trolley. You're about to say, you will just be waiting forever. You'll just be there waiting, so you gotta keep moving. I think for me, just the part where you talked about just the excitement of not making that trip alone. And that's very important about making trips with family members, close friends. There are times where people make trips alone, but for that kind of experience, imagine it could never be any other person than his mother who left Nigeria for them. It's just amazing concept, amazing story. I like that part.
Yeah, yeah. It just speaks to the nature of relationship in family, especially in a Nigerian family. I really
Typical.
appreciate that. For me, seeing people carrying stuff on the head just took me back to my childhood. I kind of grew up poor, so I did do that a little bit, which is basically what people who don't have a lot of resources, that's how you are able to get your goods around a place like Lagos. Generally, like in any kind of market or place where you want to get your things sold, you don't have the money to buy a car, move your stuff, you have to put it on the head. And it's definitely not easy, but you have to get used to it at that point.
Well, you know, the one that trips me the most is when people put all kind of stuff on their head and they don't have to hold it or wedge it, just put it on their head, it sits on their head and they're just walking around. Like, I'm like, how do you guys do this? You know, as a kid growing up in Lagos, we used to gamify that kind of thing, like put it in your head, see how far you can walk, like we measure a distance and say go all the way, come back and don't touch it. We compete. It was we gamify that experience. For me as a child growing up in Lagos, it used to amuse us, and it was amazing to see when older women do carry stuff on their head without supporting it with their hand. Till today, it still intrigues me every time I see a clip of that.
Yeah, so kudos to everyone that's hustling in Nigeria, especially the market women. They are the most people that actually do that. My respect to all of you. It's a tough job, but you guys are really making it look easy.
Yep, they're grinding.
For me, for my first impression, I see very, very respectful people, hard-working people. My dad was always telling us, like, I know you feel Greek, but you're Nigerian also. Don't lose that identity, the grittiness, like being tough. That's what Nigerian people are about, you know, never lose that identity. This is how I grew up. See thousands of people acting exactly how I am. I understand why I am the way I am. This is what I do. I'm just hustling.
That hustle, man, like it's never gonna stop. Like I don't have any limit on my self-belief. Having that hustle and that confidence is really different from a lot of cultures, and it is how our culture is.
I mean, if you live in Nigeria, that's the only thing that's almost expected of us, to hustle. That's the only thing that makes sense, you know?
My mom used to tell me about mommy water, the mother of water. You have to be careful. Do not go close to the water. She's gonna grab you and take you away. You know, I thought it was a monster, you know? But either you grow up and you realize that she was trying to protect me and my brothers.
Okay, that's the second clip.
Wow, they went to Takwa Bay.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the first part before they get there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so they spoke a little bit about what the Nigerian hustle means. Jan saw a little bit of that in the beginning, but there's just so many aspects of the community that drives that kind of spirit. One of them is just like you have to find a way out of something that maybe it's seemingly that there's no way in that thing, so you have to find a solution, and that's the way how people hustle and make sure that things get done. And one guy was a fashion designer. I know that a lot of fashion designers in Lagos is a huge competition. It's a huge market. And so you have to be the best of the best for you to be able to get something, right? It's not like, oh, you can just open your shop and just start something. You have to provide really meaningful service to people in a very competitive space. You just have to create. In Nigeria, light is not stable. You have to find a way to get the clothes ironed or pressed. Unless people are not going to patronize you any longer. So you have to find a way to make sure things work. You provide like a really good service regardless of the situation. So for me, something that I definitely resonate with, of course I grew up in Nigeria. Giannis, maybe he has never really seen that aspect of Nigeria because he grew up outside the country. So for him, it's a pretty important thing to be able to define his own, at least come to terms with his identity and really appreciate and welcome his identity for who he is. And I appreciate that about him seeing that aspect of the Nigerian culture.
I think you're right, Wale, but there's something I want to add to that. It's amazing to see how parents, because I'm a Nigerian parent in America, and I know how liminally and consciously I am transferring the Nigerian spirit to my son. Do you get it? in the way I discipline him. I'm not raising him up like a typical American father because I am influenced largely by the Nigerian culture because that's where I grew up. And so even though he's growing up in the American culture, at home he's growing up in a Nigerian culture and in a Nigerian home. I don't know if you feel me. That's the same thing. That's very similar to what Giannis had. So you will see the Nigerianness even in his game, even in NBA. That man, we got to grab it all. We got to get it all. There's no going back. It's just, there's no going back. There's no sitting down and just resting. Let's just keep going. And that's the Nigerian spirit. We just keep going. We just want to overtake everyone. It's like someone is trying to overtake you in traffic. No way. I'm not ever going to let this happen. Then you just, step on it for no reason, for no just reason. We do that a lot in our traffic in Nigeria. People just wouldn't let you cut them off. It's like, don't they know? There's a street slang that translates the patient dog eat the fattest bone. There's a street slang in Nigeria that say, forget it, man. There's no bone left for the patient dog. You know what? There's no bone left, man. So you better grab on it. Your patients will give you nothing. Even though, living in America, living in the Western world, I see some of those things come to fruition. The fact that there are bone for the patient, there's some bone for the patient dog. It depends on the context. But man, in most contexts where I'm coming from, the patient dog, there's no bone left. So, but it is what it is.
That's a competitive spirit. So for everyone that's watching, if there's something unique about your culture or your country that you want to let us know that helps you to be able to be excellent or whatever, leave it in a comment, or even just comment about like other interactions that we've seen even with Nigerians or other communities in the US or in Europe or even in Asia. That's all from me for today. Precious, you want to add anything?
No, that's cool, man. Just Giannis and the Nigerian spirit.
Please like, subscribe, please share our videos with your friends and family. We are still trying to grow our channel, so we really appreciate anything we can get. It costs nothing to you, but it means a lot to us.
That's right, man.
We'll see you in the next video. Have a nice day, everyone.
All right, bye now.